This is the G-100-1 series G-Shock watch or G100 series. This G-Shock watch is believed to be one of the most popular low-end analog digital G-Shock watch on the market right now. This watch was released way back in the early of the year 2000, making it already 18 years old up to date. Keep in mind, guys, there are two versions of this G-Shock watch. First of all is the one that we're releasing today, the G100. And this guy, however, although they are all looks the same, both version operates on the different module, and the difference is that the calendar aren't the same. We have first generation G-Shock G100 and a second generation G-Shock G100. The one that you are looking at right now is the first generation. So before I get to the interior or the rest, let's have a look at the backplate of this G-Shock watch, because this is what gonna tell us the difference. So as you can see, we have 2327 module. That is straight away explain why this is the first generation, because it operates on the early module where the calendar that were registered in this watch started in the year 1995 all the way the year to 2039. The new release version of this same series will operate on a different module called 5158. Similar function, except for the calendar that was registered into the new release generation will start from the year 2000 and end all the way at the year 2099. Ever since this G-Shock watch was introduced into the market in the early of the year 2000, Casio G-Shock have been bombarded us with a lot of color variations for this model. They released some in Japan, they made a collaboration with this, they made a limited edition model of this, and they released some G-Shock watch that is non-JDM, where they only released this series outside of Japan, and this is one of the example of it. If you look really closely, the first generation G-Shock watch of this series will came with a G-Shock and protection writings on the bezel in red colorway. So this is the perfect Bible from the year 2011, and just go through the year 2000 and you're gonna see we have two photos over here. So black and red, and another one will be black and orange, and there's another one as well, black and yellow. So the black and red version is the most generic release model, where it is still in production even up to this day, except as I already mentioned, on the newer variations, newer version with an updated module. In this case, it's an old version because the hour hand comes in yellow, the minute hand comes in silver, yet this G-Shock and protection writings on the bezel came in red, which didn't match at all with the ones that was registered in G-Shock Japan website. Other than that is the buckle. So the buckle for this G-Shock watch came in stainless steel silver as any other G-Shock, with Casio Indonesia signed below it. So if you're a true G-Shock watch enthusiast, you'll already know that there are no more G-Shock today that came with a Casio Indonesia buckle that is in steel production. Obviously, this one is a dead stock. Moving back to the backplate of this G-Shock watch, we have G-100 stainless steel back Japan movement Y, cased in Thailand, water resistant to also 20 bar shock absorbing structure. If I'm not mistaken, the code Y, the letter Y, explain the year of your G-Shock watch production. Now that we know that this one is not the first generation, and I already explained what are the tiny little difference, let's have a look on the feature of this model and what makes it still the same as the one that was released today. Also, what other things that you are gonna get when you decided to get one of this G-Shock watch. First of all, let me talk about the button operation. It operates on 4 button operations only, 2 on both sides. The buttons are mid-size, glossy finish, and it is pretty easy to operate, making this watch really convenient in my opinion. Before I start operating the button, let me quickly explain what else that you are gonna get at the watch face without doing anything. Alright, so they have gray index on the 3D part, all in the circular region, around the mirror glass, around the watch face. Next, on the faceplate, we have another index in white colorway with 12, 3, and 9 index came in Arabic numerals. The rest are just triangles shape. It could glows pretty brightly right after a full charge, but after 15 minutes or so, it will begin to dim out, and you're most likely not going to be able to view at the hour and the minute hand at all after 1 to 2 hours passed. I mean, this guy is already 18 years old. You gotta have to expect that. However, this watch does came with an electroluminescence. By pressing the light button down here, it will close the digital display only and tells you all the information that you're gonna need, as for example timekeeping or day-date display or other function that this watch have, which I will run through after this. Keep in mind, this watch don't have any auto light feature, considering that the price of this is only 13,500 Japanese yen plus tax. And if you bought this below retails or from the link in the description box below, you're gonna get this lesser than $100, which is really cheap. So you have to expect some function that's gonna be missing compared to other models on the market. The watch that you are looking at right now is in a used condition, which not gonna look good at all for first impression, but keep in mind this guy is 18 years old and the watch still running perfectly fine. This just proved to us of how great this model is and how long lasting this watch could be. You really get a lot of wear and tear out of the price that you paid to get one of this. Really awesome piece, and as you guys can see, the full watch band and bezel came in like matte dial finishing in my case, and it's already, look at a lot of scratch, a lot of chipped out part, especially this bottom part of this watch band down here. Look at that, still holding out very well, no sign of cracking, even though this is just resin plastic material. Right, the band keeper have a lot of scratch at all. It seems to me like it is already beginning to crack at the corner over there, so expect to get some replacement parts ready. But there are a lot of parts for the band keeper. You could actually use band keeper from other watch that you have laying around and add that in here, and the watch will be good to go. So you don't have to worry at all about those little things. And as I can see, the bottom layer of this watch band looks different, so I really need to point this out as well. It is a little different compared to the one on a DW5600 model, where they don't have the groove at the bottom here. It is flat out with some texture at the sides, provides some grip when you wear this watch on your wrist, and it has a groove on top of the watch band instead in the middle over there, acting or making the watch band structured a little bit better. Although I gotta say, the watch band is really comfortable. It is not as stiff and it is not as soft at all. Still a little softer compared to the one on a DW5600 series G-Shock watch. Let me go back to the watch function. As you can see at the watch face, below the hour and the minute hand, there's a curve, a graph. That is the shock impact over time curve. And that also proved to us of how much shock resistant this G-Shock watch is. To put it easier for you guys to understand, the more the wave is, the worse the shock absorption is. In this case, only just a few waves, and then you're gonna see that it's settled down already, telling us that the shock absorption of this model is really good. So it is really safe for you to drop this on the ground or just knock it onto the table or the desk or wall or anywhere. So you really don't have to worry if you're thinking about beating the hell out of this G-Shock watch. Alright, before I get to the wrist check, let me quickly run through what other function that you are going to get at the digital display panel of this G-Shock watch. First of all, without doing anything, you're going to have a day-date display. Pressing mode button once will tells you or swap the digital display to digital timekeeping, hour, minutes, and second instead. Next is alarm, a single alarm only with signal. Next is a stopwatch mode with 1/100 precision, ranging all the way to 24 hours without, keep in mind, without split time. So you don't have that function in here. Next function will be a dual time, not a world time but a dual time. So you could work this out as a world time as well, but you need to manually set it up in here, and then you are good to go. So don't have to worry as much about that. And that is all that the function as far as the mode button. You could set the watch to 12-hour to 24-hour time format, and I believe that is all. Yeah, they don't have any more functions. No auto light, not top solar, no countdown timer, and all those other functions that you are gonna find, such as on this G-Shock watch or on any other low-end model from the same price range. So overall, in my opinion, this is a great piece as a beater watch if you're looking for an analog digital G-Shock watch that has the rugged appearance of a G-Shock watch. I mean, I did unbox a different G-Shock watch before called the G300 series, which I believe are in the similar price range and also an analog digital G-Shock watch. But that model looks a little bit more roundish, sporty a little bit as well. So you have two options now, either that or this guy. Although in my opinion, the G300 will be much better for the price, but that model have one disadvantage, that the watch band was too long. So yeah, this one will be much better overall. Let me put this watch on my wrist and show you guys how it's gonna fit, which I have a feeling it's gonna fit very well already. So I'm gonna wear this watch all the way to the hole number 3 from the top to give you guys a rough idea of how good the fitting is. And my wrist size again is 15 centimeters circumference. So if you have a similar wrist size, you could expect similar appearance or similar fit when you wear the watch on your wrist. And this is how the watch looks like. Alright, pretty cool, fits very well. The case size of this G-Shock watch is 49.6 times 47.8 as far as the width goes, and the thickness is 15.7 millimeters. Keep in mind, all the extra sizes is to provide you the protection that you are gonna need all around this G-Shock watch, to protect the buttons, to protect the watch band, to protect the lug, to protect the mineral glass of this model overall. But keep in mind, those aren't really absolute. As you can see, the glass, the mineral glass on the G-Shock watch that you are looking at right now still have scratch on it, so it could protect the glass in a way, but not entirely. I mean, it's still being exposed at the front, but much better than not having a protection at all. The weight of this G-Shock watch is 65 grams, making it really light, really comfortable in my opinion. If you look back in history, this is the first generation analog digital model that has the rugged appearance of a G-Shock watch. Before the year 2000, before Casio G-Shock released this model, there are a lot more analog digital model, but all of them is really round, it's really vintage, very curvy, not really a trend today. Not a lot of people are into those at all today. So this is an updated version, and I believe this what allow us to have something like this. This is the era where things change, where Casio G-Shock start to create a watch that looks really rugged, and they evolve this analog digital model into something like this or this, basically a watch that we all like today. I hope you guys found this video a little bit useful, informative, and entertaining as well for your future reference. Leave a like if this video does help you with your future purchase decision. That's it. Thank you very much for watching. This is G-Shock High Fashion Channel, and out.